Hey, this is, yeah, I said that with Black Caesar. You know how we do. This is it right here. We just finished the Wu Tang joint, Wu Tang Wednesday night. You know what I mean? Bang you. Look, my Wu Tang joint defies the whole logic of Rewind Wednesday. Cause when it's Wu Tang Wednesday, it's old stuff, new stuff. If it's Wu somewhere on the record, it's Wu. It's a Wu joint. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Before we get any further, I want to say condolences to Charlie Kirk and his family. He was slain. I'm not gonna say assassinated. That's come on, son. I'm not saying that. Tomorrow when we do the Our World, Our Time podcast. Hopefully there'll be more information and we'll probably get into depth on that. But for now, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it classy. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to the family. Was not a fan. And I'm not gonna spend my time trying to convince or anything. I will tell you this much. It was a white dude who shot him. I know that. We know this. I don't know. Yeah, they out here looking around for other people. Nah, son. White dude. Just saying. But yeah, man. It was a good night. We rocked it. Wu Tang is just, it's just one of them joints. I love that joint. I will also say this: it is September now, and I didn't pick a rapper to have all the titles of the shows be about, like have a title from a song be the title of the episode. Next month, Big Daddy Kane. Yeah. Once October hits, Big Daddy Kane. I'm gonna just leave this the way it is for now, so we can start fresh when October comes. But October is Big Daddy Kane. Outright. Word up. Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? Come, get some. You little bum. I'll take the cake and you can't get a crumb from. Woo! Look, y'all ain't understanding, man. Big Daddy Kane was a problem. R-A-W. A terrorist here to bring trouble to. Psh, Batman and Robin, Cagney and Lacey. You still can't face me. I butchered that bar, but whatever, man. Lean on me. Lean on me. Yeah. That was Big Daddy Kane was a problem, son. What we got going on? We gonna play some music. Spotify, Apple, whoever, Pandora, whatever y'all at. There's gonna be a big old cut, and then we'll end up coming back. But yeah, man, this is what we do. Just a couple of messages, couple of comments. Please, by all means, have a comment, have a question, email me, blackceezar.com. Y'all see the name, Black Caesar, no space, one joint, get it popping, boom, Gmail, or live at the Oasis, the messenger. Just holla at me on that joint. And yeah, or leave a comment wherever y'all at, wherever y'all get y'all joint at, leave a comment there. We here though, we here. This is what we do, this is how we get down. Shout out to my man, Mark the Don Juan, who out here doing his thing. My man out there in Jersey, Elizabeth, Jersey. I don't know why. Yeah, salute. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, yo, what we gonna do about the football? What's up with the football? Look, as long as the Chiefs lose and the Eagles continue to win, I am all for it. I don't care. Eagles all day. I've become like this real, and I was in KC Mo, by the way. None of that KCK stuff. KC Mo, yeah, son. So yeah, word up, salute. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. Here's something that's really crazy. The NBA. I saw I guess one of their ads for the NBA, and it was like, yo, you gotta go to this streaming channel and go to this streaming joint and then go to this streaming joint. I'm like, dude, what happened to the good old days? And the good old days was just like last year. TNT, ABC / ESPN. Before that, it was TNT, NBC. Before that, it was TNT, CBS. Like, what? How can we not get back to just the like? These dudes got you trying to connect with all these streaming services to connect with joints. Like, cause I don't know. Like, they're like, and make sure you get Peacock. Is it coming on NBC or is it just not gonna come on NBC? Do I need Peacock? That's just weird. Prime, okay, all right. ESPN, and then ESPN has its own streaming thing, so who knows how that's going. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a whole lot of moving around, man, for no reason. What happened to the good old days with just local television? I watched the Bulls most of my entire childhood to a certain point in my adult life on WGN in Virginia, in Kansas City, because it was you got WGN. It was a channel you could get. You could watch the Bulls play. Home Team Sports is what I used to watch the Bullets and them play. Before they back then it was the Bullets, then they turned to the Wizards. Home Team Sports. I remember TBS was your joint for the Hawks and the Braves. By the way, Home Team Sports also did the joint for the Orioles and the Capitals. So, you know what I'm saying? And WNG and WGN did the Cubs, Sox, White Sox. Cubs, White Sox, and the Blackhawks, right? Yeah, so, yeah. What happened to the good old days of just local TV? You know what I mean? Like, the good old days of just some beautiful local TV. I ain't even saying like you need cable. All these joints is acting like they too big for that now. Y'all too good for local TV. But yeah, man, that's my vibe. Eagles all day. I know they ain't go. There was one year it looked like they was about to be undefeated. Remember that joint? They won't losing. Dude. Oh my God, that was like a couple of years ago, a few years ago. It was nasty, yo. And it was like, ooh, please don't start losing when the playoffs hit, because that's a one and done. You know what I mean? So, salute. I got another joint from a Carol. Yes, I'm assuming that this is an older lady. Carol, I don't know too many young Carols. You know what I'm saying? Carol just sounds like a name where you take care of things. Like, yo, what's up, Carol? Carol sounds nurturing. But, yeah. Salute the Carol. Word up. Word up. But anyway, Carol would likes to know, am I a New Edition fan? Do I get down? First of all, Carol, I need to hook you up with a couple of links and let you know how I get down. Look, I love New Edition. New Edition is my Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Tresvant never turned out to be our Michael Jackson, but New Edition was our Jackson 5. New Edition was our Temptations. New Edition was our Four Tops. New Edition was that group. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, New Edition, ever since I can remember, when you look up, New Edition was there. Ooh, my secret. Ooh. What you know about that, Carol? And I figure if you ask it, you know. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. I gotta care. Who cares who you like? Yeah. What you know about that, Carol? What you know about that? If it is love, why do I feel this way? Yeah, Carol, we get down with what? And we go solo with it. Girl, I must. Yeah, all that, Carol. All that gets it in. I don't know what you talking about. We look, New Edition is heavily respected over here. Heavily respected. I don't care what you talking about. New Edition is that joint. Word. I don't know. I feel like a younger generation don't really respect them like that. I feel like I saw something somewhere where they would talk about music, and it hit me like, yo, they're right. There's a different vibe with music. Matter of fact, here's something I saw. MTV VMA Awards was on CBS. Don't know, don't ask. That's how it was. The thing about that was, first of all, let me say something. All the white women with blonde hair look like the same bride. Whatever Blazer, whatever her name is, the comedian bride. Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson. What's the little bride with the round face? And that was the only reason you could tell she was different, because she had the round face. Sabrina, whatever. Yeah, all of these chicks bleached blonde and looked like they had something shot in their lips to make it pucker a little more. All of them look like the same bride. I literally thought they were the same bride. And I also realized, you know how you come away going, man, all this stuff sounds the same? All of this stuff sounds the same. All of this stuff sounds the same so much that Sabrina won an award for an album that was super old by award standards, and she was plugging her newest joint. But it don't matter, because all of this stuff sounds the same. And even when they had their different categories, it's like the categories just seem, it was, like, I'm not, You know what I mean? And don't get it twisted. This ain't one of those things with dog. You just old now. No, no. I felt that way back in the '90s. I remember when it, like, yo, I remember it was Dr. Dre and Cube. Not Dr. Dre. Matter of fact, let's put it that way. Dr. Dre, Death Row, Cube, DJ Quick, Warren G, and and MC8. So if you weren't part of that little crew, everybody else sound like Dr. Dre. Jermaine Dupri had the brat sounding like an unofficial member of the Dog Pound. So don't get it twisted. There's always a point where all the music ends up sounding the same. I remember Mary J becomes a really, really big thing. Gerald Levert, rest in peace. Gerald Levert was on Video Soul or something, and he said that. He was like, yo, every new female now has to be on that Mary J game. It's not coincidences. The thing about it is now, it's like all these genres have molted into this one thing. Like R&B isn't R&B, and R&B, there's no way to really tell an R&B song from a pop song. Country is auto-tuned with the thump thump to it too. Everybody's music is the same. Remember, a country song was a distinct joint. Pop just had a different sound. Pop just sound clean. Hip hop was, of course, hip hop. R&B was R&B. Boom boom, jazz was jazz. Everything now sounds the same, and it's like, how do you differentiate between these joints? Who knows? I guess people don't care. But yeah, it made me think about that. And then you go, how you feel about New Edition? And New Edition was just New Edition. New Edition didn't sound like Guy. New Edition didn't sound like The Deal. New Edition didn't sound like Levert. New Edition didn't sound like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was New Edition. New Edition was New Edition. It was rare to catch them trying to connect with what was hot. You know what I'm saying? Or like, ooh, that's hot. Let's do that. Like, it was rare. You know how rare it is? Think about how many times you've heard a guest rapper appear on a New Edition record from NE Heartbreak and back. Yeah. Carol, is it? Carol, I'm about to take you on this wild little weird place. Levert had Heavy D. OJ's were making a comeback in the 80s, close to the 90s, and they had Jaz-O. Yeah, Jaz-O, that's is most famously known for putting Jay-Z on. Yeah. Patti LaBelle had Big Daddy Kane. Let me say that again for you. Patti LaBelle had Big Daddy Kane on a record. Jody Watley had Rakim. Janet Jackson had Heavy D. Michael Jackson had Heavy D. What are we talking about? Like, hold on. Let me say that again for you. Michael Jackson had Heavy D. Janet Jackson had Heavy D. Levert had Heavy. God dang, Heavy D was everywhere, man. Heavy D was like, yo, what you want, bars, son? I got you. There was a shorty that had a record with Dougie Fresh. I'll Be Sure had a remix with Slick Rick. I'm saying this because the closest you got to NE Heartbreak and back, Smooth B, and I think somebody from UTFO used to write the early raps back in the day. I got a girl, but yeah, those were written by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? The rhyme from the NE Heartbreak, you know, got it going on. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. That rhyme that he says, you know what I'm saying? When I throw him straight clock, Michael Bivin in place and I'm running the show. No, that's Hold On. That's a Bell Biv DeVoe record. Forget that record. I just confused myself. There's a part in the joint where he says he came up into place, but LL wrote that. Point is, LL wrote that. They even at the end of the record, they go, yo, thanks to LL for writing my rhymes. They didn't have guest rappers. There's so many people that in that little space of time that had a guest rapper. They didn't have, matter of fact, they didn't even show up on other people or on rappers' joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how wild that is? Again, Heavy D had I'll Be Sure, Aaron Hall. You had a whole bunch of just like, New Edition was New Edition. New Edition was their own joint. They dance moves, they vibe. And then by the time NE Heartbreak comes out, you could tell these dudes was different. And it was a whole nother level. Then they break up. Carol. Yeah, I remember that. Carol. Yeah, you remember that. They break up. Bell Biv DeVoe pops off first. And I'm not counting Bobby because Bobby had already left. So we talk about the core group that was left. Belle Biv DeVoe pops off first, blows the roof off the joint. Man, Poison was everywhere you went. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing Poison banging you in the head. You know what I'm saying? Poison is the biggest thing jumping. All of a sudden, Johnny Gill comes out, rub you the right way, fair with a friend, something else, right? And then he hits the shorties off with the my. Yeah. Ralph Tresvant comes in last, man with the sensitivity. Boom, boom, boom. Bobby Brown comes back for a second. Not a second, his third, because he had a joint. Shout out to Shanita Johnson, who one day in class just was like, yo, y'all remember Bobby Brown had that song, I Need a Girlfriend? And she just started singing, sung the whole joint, son. It's like, that's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, son, yeah. Real fan here, Carol. I don't know if you understand that. That's how we roll like that. We a little real over here. Ain't got no time for that fake. You know what I'm saying? Represent. You know what I'm saying? Word. I can even tell you, Carol. What's the New Kids on the Block? New Kids on the Block first song was the Slow Jam joint where they sound like New Edition. BET Midnight Love. I was about to say Midnight Storm. Midnight Love played the joint. It's a black and white video with these white kids. MTV played it. Next thing you know, next time you see these dudes, they hanging tough. Never went back to being R&B. I don't even know if that Slow Jam is even on the album. They were like, no. Now, word has it, and I don't know because I don't know the inside scoop. I wasn't there. Word has it, the guy who helped create New Edition also had a hand in New Kids on the Block, took them to a whole new place, and then a whole new group came in and was like, we got it from here. Here's a check. Keep it pushing, bro. And blew them up. Here's another thing that's crazy. The concept of the boy band, definitely by all means, it doesn't start with New Edition, but as far as what we know, New Edition is the roots of that. They're the tree. They're the tree that a whole bunch of people branched off from. Boys the Men. All of these people are like, oh yeah, we could do this and still keep it funky. Gerald Levert was always more sophisticated. So we can't count that Levert. Levert was sophisticated, son. They was out here like winter, spring, summer, fall, I'll give you my all. Yeah, they was grown. They was grown in. They was on some grown man joint back then. They was young brothers about 19, 20 out here with a whole bunch of 40-year-olds up here throwing draws at them like, oh, I love them chunky looking boys. Come here, chunky. Ugh, girl. Ugh. Yeah, like, oh no, hold on. Whoa. Daddy come around, I got this. No, I don't want you. I want them. I want y'all. They had a whole older lady audience for real. You know what I mean? Like, yo, grandmas and them was out here just getting moist when Levert would come on. Like, ooh, them boys sound good. Who they? That Levert. Give me some of that Levert. That's why they was like, coolin'. We young. They try to like get their little joint on. Like, yo, nah, mama, we young. We young. Like, I don't care what y'all do. Bring it here. Squeeze on you like you a teddy bear. Next thing you know, Gerald Levert's running around here calling himself the teddy bear. I'm making that part up, but it sound good. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. New Edition is the tree that they all branch from. New Kids on the Block, 90, 91. All of a sudden it dies down by like 93, definitely by 93. The whole, I mean, because you had Color Me Bad. They wanted a boy band so bad. Then it dies down. By 97, 98, it pops back up. And 97, 98, it was like the blooming, the blossoming of just white dudes singing. Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, something else with a whole group of dudes, all for one. You look up, it was just a bunch of just white dudes together, just looking in the camera like, ugh. Like, nah, son, y'all wow. With crazy dance steps, cornball songs, out here just hitting the masses. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, end of the day, that starts from New Edition. Carol, don't get it twisted, mama. I got this. Anyway, what we gonna do? Spotify. What are we about to do now? Apple and everybody else, because they don't want you playing music, and we gonna have an unedited version ready for everybody. We gonna play this piece right here. This is from, and I'm probably gonna butcher this brother's name, El Michael's Affair, right? That's what I think it is. But I want y'all to hear this. These dudes got some joints, and we gonna play some of these joints. Um, yeah, let's get into some of this right here. I want y'all to hear a lot of this. This is just good, solid music. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're starting now, like now. And we are back. Again, when we put the whole unedited version, go check it out. But for now, this is it. And we just rocking a little bit to music. But yeah, man, this is what we do. One more message comment before we get ready to get up out of here. I just wanted to vibe a little bit. You know what I mean? This whole, cause look, this thing is so weird because just this, like, I don't want to get into politics because I really want to wait till everything is more. Right now, everybody has got their emotions on their sleeve, and it's crazy that somehow it's left radicals or something, like, right? That's in white Utah, and and they ready to go to war against us as black people. I'm lost, me, but again. So I'm really in my zone of just cutting it short. I just want to keep my eye on the news for the next week or so, like from now till see what happens next Wednesday. By next Wednesday, hopefully they didn't caught your man's, because we know it's a white dude. You can argue with your mama. You know what I'm saying? You can argue with your neighbor. You can argue with your kids, but you ain't gonna argue with common sense. That's, yeah. This screams white dude. But anyway, anyway, yeah. Jerome, shout out to Jerome. Jerome, this is a hip hop question. Jerome wants to know, how do I feel about all of the new hip hop? Like, how do I feel about the YN hip hop? First of all, I refuse to ever call anybody a YN. I remember growing up in a time where Hoodlum, Thug, Apex Predator, Deviant was the title they bestowed upon me as a youth, a black youth from a certain geographic, economical background. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go out. I can't go out here and be like these YNs. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you this much, because what I hate, and I'm not gonna even answer my man's question, because I love all music. If it's dope, it's dope. There's garbage music from the 80s. There's garbage music from the 90s. There's garbage music from the 2000s. Garbage is garbage. If you got bars, you can talk about whatever you want under the sun if you got bars. You know what I'm saying? Akinelli went out here and made Oral Sex an underground hit. So dope that India RE took the same beat, rocked it, and when you first heard it, before you heard her, you were like, oh, you were like, how they gonna get away with this? You know what I'm saying? NWA, a whole bunch of other West Coast artists, a whole bunch of East Coast artists showed you that you could be as violent as you want, as long as you are lyrically dope. Because there was some other dudes that just like, and then I pull a gat, shoot you in your back, you down like that, you's an ill rat, I hate you, hate you, hate you. You're like, yeah, break that album. Don't ever come over here with that trash again. Ever. Jay-Z showed you could talk from a hustler's perspective, and the Clips caught on to it. Beanie Siegel caught on to it. A lot of other dudes, Smooth the Hustler was coming out at the same time as Jay-Z, so I'm not going to say he stole his style. Because and look, I know Jerome, I'm tripping right now. But I am one of those people who thought Smooth the Hustler was going to have a better career than Jay-Z. Smooth the Hustler had bars. Dead Presidents was dope, but Dead Presidents wasn't broken language. And anybody who's listening and you're wondering where we at, this is hip hop. This is, man, we talking hip hop. So if you ain't understanding hip hop in the 90s, 96, 95, 96, broken language comes out, Dead Presidents comes out. Broken language is that joint. Dead Presidents is dope. Don't get it twisted. Dead Presidents is official. It's not broken language. Then, and he had other joints. He had the joint with the Smooth the Hustler. I mean, the Curtis Mayfield beat. He had the joint with his brother, You My Brother, right, go down. And they would reverse each other's ball. Something. Ooh. That was just, you know what I'm saying? Take it to the park to talk to it. Take it to the park to the take it. Something. I can strip them naked. I strip them. Then with my bit. Yeah, I'm making up my own bars, but I'm just saying the joint was dope like that. And it was like, yo, these dudes is official. You know what I mean? So yeah, in my head, I thought they'd both blow up at the same time, but I thought Smooth the Hustler was really going to be like, yo, you know what I mean? I don't know why it didn't work out like that. Can't even begin to tell you. What I will tell you is, and then we just into this new place. Jay-Z's grind was just different. Jay-Z was jumping on every remix. Jay-Z was jumping on every soundtrack. If you had a compilation or a soundtrack or a remix, you looked up, Jay-Z was on it. Jay-Z was there. And that's not just 96 Jay-Z. We're talking 96 to the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? It was like from Reasonable Doubt to the Blueprint. That little window, that's like 4-5 albums, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's 4 to 5. That's a gang of albums. He was on it. You couldn't escape Jay-Z. And Jay-Z was savvy enough to work with the right producers and be hot enough to make sure that you made his songs singles. The joint for the Sprung movie, Who You With. The joint for the Martin Lawrence movie where he was looking for the diamond. Diamond's the girl's best friend joint. He was smart enough. He made joints bang enough that it was like, okay, you got to use his joints to single. The joint he did with Jermaine Dupri, y'all, Money Ain't a Thing. First single. Jay-Z was just, and he was like, yo, even if y'all ain't buying my albums, y'all rocking these soundtracks. If y'all ain't buying my albums, y'all rocking these remix. After the show, it's the after party. After the party, it's the hotel lobby. After the yo, it's probably Chris. And after the original, it's probably this. Psh, dude. So yeah, salute the Jay-Z. But what I'm saying is, there's always been garbage rappers. So you can talk whatever you want to talk. It's just what's happening now is there's a group of people who have come up and they don't understand bars. They don't get, like, bars is not what they're about. That's why you had the battle with when you saw Kendrick and Drake. I keep telling people, I've told many people, Drake thought he was going to outstyle Kendrick. What Drake didn't understand was, one, this was a battle that was brewing for 10 years. Two, this now brings hip-hop heads to the table. So all these podcasters that just like rap music and don't know the culture, they got outweighed. They got pushed to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, the only ones who were like, Drake's good, it was them. You know what I'm saying? The people who were like, Kendrick don't make songs for me in the club. So yeah, them, that's Drake's. Those the dudes, like, if they wanted bars, Kendrick won. Like, that's the thing. Hip hop is at a place, and has been at a place, where it's not about bars. It's how good the song is, how the vibe go. Boom, boom, boom. Bars are optional. They're not even secondary. They're optional. Like, you ain't even got to be nice on the mic, son. Don't worry about that. Is the hook catchy? Will they remember it? Is the beat good? Psh, we good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's what hip hop is. That's what hip hop has become. They don't care about the rest of this stuff. You know what I mean? But yes, that's how I feel about that, Jerome. Like, you know what I mean? And and I can't go out here calling anybody YNs because that is just beyond disrespectful. And I'm from an era where I was outside. That's how they say it. Is you outside? Yeah, I was outside, son. I was always into something. I was one of them. I was one of them dudes. I was one of them dudes who, when you walked in the wrong neighborhood, the cops will pull you to the side and tell you you got a gang of doppelgangers. I remember, and I always bring this story up. This is because this is how wild it was, and this is how wild my mouth was, and this is why I am so glad that I grew up when I grew up, because I'd probably be dead. I'm walking down to some street, one of the back road streets. Just finished hollering at a shorty who lived in one of those back road streets. Pretty little thing. I'm feeling myself dolo too. I'm just boop 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 beep just walking up the street. Cop roll up, pulls over. Hey, let me holler at you. I hope y'all understand what I said. I was walking, cause that's the key. The cops pull over. Hey, let me holler at you. Boom boom. Yeah. Somebody reported a bike stolen, and you fit the description. I don't know if I told y'all before I got into the story. I had a mouth, and I'm walking. I'm like, dude, I'm walking. Yeah, well, they say there was a black guy. He looked like you. You had the same kind of clothes on, and you stole a bike. Where's the bike? I'm walking. You've actually circled me for 2 blocks. Where's the bike? Ain't no bike. Young. Dumb. I'm like 15, 16. Ain't no bike. Sir. Hey, stop. I ain't stopping, man. Go find somebody with the bike. Walked off on him. He rolled back up on me. Hey, let me see your ID. What's your name? I ain't telling you none of that. I ain't got no bike. I ain't got to tell you nothing. Bugging. Threw me in the car. Drove me home. Told my mama. Probably need to teach this kid some manners. He cannot talk to officer of the law like that. You know what I'm saying? If I was somebody else, they probably would have did something to him. That was what I got. That was the get down I got. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it is like to be outside and not be doing anything. The Lord knows about the times I was really grimy. First of all, let me just for these young brothers who hopefully will reach adulthood and realize that that they were stupid. The same way I did. Same way when I talked to some of my homies that we used to do stuff with. Like, yo, we was tripping back then. Yeah, we were. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta hope. I think that's look, and I know I done took this whole question to a whole nother place. I think one of the biggest issues is, I don't know how I use are completely wrong. One of the biggest problems is there's no real OGs anymore. Like back in the day, there was the hot-headed OG, then there was the OGs. For us, for me, for where I'm from, it was the God bodies. You know what I'm saying? It was the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Where brothers would really sit around and try to, you know what I'm saying? Brothers who just came home from jail or they've been home from jail. So they're like, yo, nah, son, there's got to be a better way. There was some, like, don't get it twisted. There was still the OG dudes who wanted to be the homie. They passing you the 40. They passing you the weed. They so and so said something. Man, yo, you ought to punch him in his face. Get him, little man. Don't get it twisted. There was dudes that encouraged nonsense and ignorance. But there was also a group of dudes that didn't. And they was like, yo, bro, you need to come here, study the lessons. Hey, yo, bro, come here, take this book and read it. Hey, bro, come here, man. You ain't got time for that. Don't you play ball over there? Go play ball, man. Hey, we don't need none of that violence. You know what I'm saying? When they see the young brothers get ready to pull out. Hey, yo, come on, brother. We got younger kids out here. We got women out here. Don't do that, bro. If you want to do something, go over here. There's a field over here. Shoot a fair one. Throw hands. You got hands, bruh? Oh, I can fight them. Most of the time, them dudes that get beat up, by the way. Just saying. Anyway, that's what I mean. Like, now there's no dudes that are on the opposite side. It's all the dudes who didn't grow up. You know what I'm saying? Them same dudes who now like 40, and there's a whole new crop of teenagers and young 20-some year olds, and he's still on the block with them. He ain't doing family man stuff. He ain't doing adult stuff. He still live with his mama. You know what I'm saying? Still go up in the house. She's still doing laundry. You know what I'm saying? You 44 and your mama doing your laundry. You know what I'm saying? Mama, let me use the car. That, you know what I mean? Like, this, them dudes. Them the dudes that are in these young boys' ears. Yeah, son, go do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? The dudes and the shorties who didn't mature. You know what I mean? They 30, they 40, they 50. Still wilding out on the block. Still doing wild stuff in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing more, as I get older and understand, there's nothing more embarrassing than watching old people throw hands like kids coming off of the school bus. There you go. Yeah. What? Hold on. What? Go somewhere. You need to go here somewhere with that. Y'all too old, because as soon as you get knocked down, who gonna help you up? You ain't popping back up. That adrenaline kick in ain't gonna help you on that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That. But yeah, Jerome, I feel you. Hip hop, it's not that it sucks, and I've been telling people this since '05. You gotta find the good music. If you go to Spotify, if you go to Apple, YouTube, when you go to these places, they're showing you the popular people first. You know what I mean? So you gotta keep your ear to the grind and find out what's dope. What's dope to you? And that's another thing too. Who knows what this dude think is dope? So what's dope to you? You know what I'm saying? And then maybe your algorithm will give you more joints in that lane. But yeah, I feel you. I don't get it twisted. I feel where you coming from. It's a lot of trash out here. But it's not because these brothers are young. It's because also these brothers know there's a certain sound that sells. So business is business. Word. I'm done. Thank y'all for listening. My bad, y'all. I'm done. Thank y'all. How we do this? East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. We everywhere. Everywhere. Thank y'all for rocking with this. I know this is a different format, and if you were like, yo, where's the history? No, there's no history with this. There's no teaching. There will be rants, of course, but I'm not trying to drop gems on y'all like that. This is just about reviews and emails and answering response and playing some good music when we can get away with it. This is what this is. This is something different, y'all. But thank y'all for rocking with me. And yeah. We gonna get back at y'all on that. I'm gonna holler at y'all when it comes to this joint next week. By all means, again, you can listen to Legal Crime Radio. Google it and you'll see it. And go to it. Go to the scheduled joint. You'll go down and you'll see blackceezar live at the Oasis. 2 nights a week. So yeah, we here and you can check it out live. You can get down. I encourage y'all to go message me. I encourage you to email. I encourage you to leave comments wherever you can, and I will get at you, and we will boom these joints. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we do it like this. They say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.